No matter how bad Halo gets or wherever it goes, one thing that nobody anywhere can take away from it is its theme. I believe I've won it in every Halo video and will continue to sing it and its praises till the day I die. Halsey has always been such a contentious character in the canon of the Halo universe. She always seems to do the right thing at the end of the day, but damn did she take the scenic route to get there. She's a hot-headed scientist who is generally the smartest person in the room, and she isn't afraid to show it. So, with all that said, this mission briefing classifying her as a criminal isn't out of nowhere. It gets me excited to start Halo 5 because I know she's going to come up with something to get out of her criminal status. Also, always enjoyed that she's rough around the edges versus her counterpart Cortana, who is more or less the best parts of Halsey. Oh, Donnie and Sal ruined any piano I hear in Halo because it'll just bring me back to that freaking ODST score. Oh, Miranda Keys isn't being forgotten by Halsey. Bonus points for using her beautiful Blur Studios model. Oh, what did you do to my Cortana? Just kidding. Had to go along with the memes.
They'll order you to kill us both.
Well, that's one effective way to set up the mystery in this game. So, who is Spartan Locke? What is a Spartan Locke? And why is he my main Halo character, not master of finishing fights? Well, I'll tell you, if you're confused on who this beautiful man is, then let me direct you to Halo Nightfall, an entire web series where Locke is introduced. This man is badass, surviving against this thing, and helping destroy a fragment of the Combat Evolved installation. Wait, is that Buck in the background? That is Buck in the background, right on, Nathan Fillion, coming back. Like I mentioned in the ODST video, Boy's gonna win all the wars so he can be with Dare.
Advised, Dr. Halsey is accompanied by Covenant Supreme Leader Jul Mdama. If you have the opportunity...
Understood, Commander.
Aw, they finish each other's... There's no one else here. No one else to finish my sentence. Such is life as a YouTuber.
He wearing a parachute? No. No, he wasn't.
Man, do I always miss how badass Spartans are when I take a break from playing Halo. One day being able to do this in gameplay is all we're dreaming about. Osiris doing the most elaborate snowboarding got me on board that they are just as awesome as any other Spartan we've met up to this point. We do get something similar later on, but it's nowhere near this cool. And I'd be lying if this sequence didn't set my expectations over the moon for Guardians. I've never played a game on the Xbox One. I'm a PC and PlayStation show. Sorry. But damn, does the vibration and the triggers feel amazing. Like, really impressive. Feels like a huge missed opportunity to throw more potent haptics and adaptive triggers for the DualSense. For Guardians though, that trigger rumble never got old. Halo 5's gameplay is as smooth as a Halo game has ever been. Say what you will about the story and plot of Guardians, but man, playing it was like butter on a sunbathing Todd Howard's ass. Halo has always had the smoothest first to third person and back in the industry. Adds that level of oomph while never being jarring to look at. Do I miss the Promethean weapons in Infinite? I do. I actually do a lot. For as unimpactful fighting them can feel at times, their weapons were always so unique between the visual and audio down to their gameplay properties. Their weapons got only 2 games to shine, but for me, they were kind of starting to feel at home in Halo. You could tell how far along in the series a Halo game is by the amount of diegetic helmet UI you can see. You hate motion blur, I hate motion blur. If you like motion blur, then I've got to really reconsider every moment we share together. But Halo 5 does a good job with its motion blur that enhances more than it distracts.
There are several. Would you like to discuss the finer points of casual reconciliation?
I was more thinking the finer points of truth with reconciliation, but I don't see a grav lift or snipers around, so I'll settle that for later. Buck's helmet is the best. It's literally just a modified ODST helmet. Woo! MC is in the house! Longest 20 minutes of my life. First thing we see out of John is him missing Cortana with his helmet off. From his opening frame, we're shown his journey in Guardians is going to be more personal. Wait until the Chief himself is on screen to give us our Butamus theme. Now that's just a classic Master Chief trick. Guardians runs 4 characters off the rip, making having a party of 4 feel like we've all got true stake in the plot instead of just tacking on some Sangheili for the extra characters. But if you can count the number of friends you have on Halsey's left arm, then I'm sure you're like me and have to use the squad commands to play, which aren't the worst, and really only come into play when fighting a hunter or knight, making those fights so much easier.
Tony Research Station.
Yo, that's the Linda we saw in the Pillar of Autumn in Combat Evolved. It's also the name of my Roomba.
Sierra 117, does anyone copy?
You should try your other call sign, John Halo. I'll never get over how great Master Chief is. There hasn't been a game, and I do mean specifically game, that has messed up his character. Then being able to read his emotions so directly, always with the helmet on, the visual medium has so many tools to show us what's going on inside that little dome. The camera slowly panning, shooting him through these pillars, his trepidation with every step, how fast his head turns at just the faintest sound of Cortana's voice. I can't see his face, but I understand him more than that freaky weirdy from Paramount. Hey, a little Cortana theme sliding in there. Anybody remember this music video? Burn them down to one last breath. Yeah, just do a little this, and Chief is basically Creed. I really can't blame Chief if you're stepping in what I'm
Chief, what's wrong?
Sorry, just had to do the Halo 4 poster pose right quick.
Somebody cut the head off the Covenant. Bravo.
Complimenting your soon-to-be hunters. Don't know if this could happen before in previous games, but damn that I feel flexed on by this hunter. Steel backhanding this grenade at me. If you don't know who Steel is, then that's just something we're gonna have to work through together, such as going over to Steam and playing Predecessor, because it's a really fun return of the Epic Games canceled game Paragon MOBA, and you should catch these hands over there. Go get it. It's a fucking great game. Ah, the Infinite Punch does have some precedence.
Why is Cortana the problem? Because she refused to die when she was supposed to?
Roland asking the more interesting questions that Guardian isn't too keen on answering. A man made for war feeling the most human because of an AI has already made a perfect bedrock for the narrative, and now having a story of Cortana struggling with the mortality she never expected to face has a lot to chew on. 343 had the ball on the tee. At any rate, I expect Halo to be passed to a new studio in the next 5 years, so there's hope. Oh, win for Roland being a G.
Every target is just another target, Buck.
Yeah. For you, maybe.
Buck not himself that they've got to go after Master Chief himself.
I love being an ODST. Just point and shoot, none of this gray area BS.
Which brings me to the only reason I could think of that they're called Osiris. Osiris is the Egyptian ruler of the underworld, the dead. The missions Osiris are sent on are generally off the books, gray, and to the public knowledge, dead and buried under the watchful eye of Osiris. Nathan Fillion, though, will always be Gary from Santa Clara to die for me. Sorry, not sorry.
Every other Spartan, every soldier, when they hear about this, they're gonna hate us.
So, how does this gel with the Hunt the Truth podcast that led up to Halo 5? Oh, wait. It doesn't. Like at all. That podcast was all about people giving Master Chief a second look about if he's really the hero he's propped up to be. So with that content of the podcast and then him going AWOL shouldn't leave much doubt in Buck's mind about what they are doing. Regardless, Hunt the Truth was an awesome little in-universe podcast that really helped Halo 5's era. And let's not forget how good Keegan-Michael Key was in it. Speaking of things that enhance Halo 5, all of the audio logs you can find throughout give such a rich history to the universe that I almost wished we focused more on these everyday people's reactions and lives to the extraordinary events happening around them. It's a part of what made ODST so goddamn good.
Governor didn't seem to want our help. Well, he's gonna get it anyway.
You're gonna take my help and you're gonna like it! Yeah, I'd never make it as a soldier. My instincts are wired to just shoot everything I see, just in case. Sorry, Sloan. I guess this is why you didn't want the UNSC here.
You think Sloan let them down here?
Cortana recruiting AI foreshadowing.
The Warden Eternal. He said he served Cortana.
Not anymore, he doesn't.
Are you sure about that?
Cortana's our concern now, sir.
Still respectful of the Master Chief. You know I gotta win the sauce. I'll give Locke this. He was able to crack Chief's helmet. You know, the helmet to a suit that is nuclear powered. Yeah, he's strong. But all he really did was just finish filling up John's range meter. And just to make him look more badass, with what is basically a scar of the UNSC turning against him. We've never really seen two Spartans duke it out canonically, at least in the games, and now I'm really wishing this, what could have been a trilogy, would have opened up as a Spartan civil war where Cortana revealed to John that he was more than just a war machine for the UNSC, and he uses this feeling to recruit Spartans, but some are loyal to the UNSC, and then they have a battle, kind of like the Covenant versus the Sangheilies. But anyway, cool fist fight, go Burr.
You will always remember this as the day that you almost caught.
Master, John, Halo.
Hey look, Buck's trying to be a drop trooper again.
Humanity's at our best when we're making something out of nothing.
Makes me think of humanity versus AI. Cortana isn't looking to rebuild or create anything with the Guardians, only to subjugate and rule. And even in the worst cases, humanity will
Rebuild as many times as we have to.
Also dig the sheer size difference between a Spartan and regular folk. Always have. When Locke underwent his training and modification, I bet he walked out and said,
Pelican's a few more super rungs up from here. How far is that? More than you want it to be, not as far as it could be.
Goldilocks would love Tanaka. You know, I think it was Locke that was given the mantle of responsibility. I mean, look at him. He's soaring up this scaffolding. Seriously though, I like 343 added things we expect from first-person shooters like sprint, ADS, and mantling. All in the Halo way as to not make them paramount in gunplay and more just quality of life, especially when multiplayer is concerned. It's no Pillar of Autumn, but she's damn close.
We can stop this.
but it means going to St. Helios.
What are we waiting for?
There's another one.
Halo 5 cleverly has something connecting the two groups when we cut between them. First, it was Halsey having a bit of a panic about how far Cortana has gone, which ties directly to John on the hunt for her. Now it's the same Guardian Osiris saw enter slipspace that Blue Team is being very casual about exiting.
What's it like? Her voice in your head all of the time.
It's unique.
Care to elaborate?
No.
No. John protects his love for Cortana, and I'd be a bit embarrassed too if I wanted to fuck a version of my figurative mother.
The Warden will be back soon.
You know him?
Oh, yes. Fair warning, he has a single mind, but a few million bodies.
Kind of reminds me of Twitter users, no?
Things changed.
Damn right things changed. About time 343 brought in the real main character of the Halo franchise. Since playing Halo 2 for the first time only about a year ago, I'm still amazed by the bait and switch of Arbiter being the main protagonist of that game. Yes, this is not Arbiter, and this is just one of Tim Burton's apes, but I f***ing love Arbiter, and Halo 2 is the best story in the Halo franchise. You can fight me down in the comments about that one.
Arbiter's an ally, so these dead here are our brothers as far as I'm concerned.
Never change, Buck. I love you, Buck. Buck, do you want to fuck? It's no crab mech from Avatar 2, but it was cool in the last game, and it's made even better here. Vehicles have always been what Halo has had on other shooters, even on Battlefield, having that sci-fi advantage. He's just as beautiful as the day he left us.
Oni, out of the shadows.
Keith David comes back once again to make my ears shiver. Shame Chief and him didn't get to hook up later on.
Yet now you hunt another Spartan, the greatest of your clan.
Even to the extent he understands the UNSC, he still refers to Spartans as a clan, which, in a way, and especially right now, that's exactly what Blue Team is. Well, Halo has never been lacking in the scale department, and Guardians is no slouch. This is one of the combat arenas that is just a playground to run through. With the added ease of traversing vertically, this place becomes a jungle gym of Spartan Covenant chaos.
Kraken's 2L armor to knock down. Best bets, get inside, destroy the generator.
Bigger is always better, right? 343 said, let's take the Scarab fight, make it 3 times bigger, and require you to fly to take it down. Scarab fights are my favorite in 3, so you know I welcomed this like Chief to that Avatar-looking lady.
And may Buck by the first round when we get back.
Call back to Buck's drinking problem. Now that's a freaking hero shot right there. We've got 200,000 grunts ready with 1 million more on the way.
Victory and honor do not grow from timid seeds, Spartan Lock. Your harvest shall be grand.
With a voice like that, I would also give the best lines to Arbiter.
When you see the Chief again, tell him I send my greetings.
I want another Arbiter Chief buddy cop game like 3 kind of was. Arby misses the only boy who can dance with him, and so do I.
I regret it!
The grunts never get old. I wish I could just have one as a pet. Is that weird? Is that like a human rights violation?
Like standing on the side of a skyscraper.
The absolute core strength of these Spartans. Or just really good armor, whatever. This was what I mentioned at the start of the video, being encouraged to jump down this Guardian while fighting. It's a blast for sure, but not as cool as that opening sequence. This segment really highlights the scale of these things. When on them, they create an entire battlefield for us tiny little flesh sacks.
Hello, I am 031 Exuberant Witness.
Woo! Another monitor and another load of unintentional dry comedy.
Within that building, Cortana will be reborn into the physical world.
Don't tell John that. He might just help her out if that's the case. Mission chapter titles has always been fun in Halo. Chief and Cortana is the merry old band here.
I see.
Loving these remixes of the main theme. Could place this music on me writing these scripts and it'd make me feel like this. Funny that the lady that wants to subjugate everything through threat of violence takes away all their weapons. There's some political United States joke in there that my channel is too small to survive. The cutscenes are beautiful, right up there with Blur Studios' Halo 2. From the shots to the animations, down to the color. If it wasn't so damn expensive to make these, this is how we'd want our Halo show to look.
He is the last person I need protection from.
Get you a relationship like Chief and Cortana, or at least how they used to be.
I'm offering people a chance to be more than they are naturally.
Like Dr. Halsey did for me.
343 had a vision for this new trilogy, and after playback, you can really see it. These themes of man and machine, where one ceases and the other begins, whether we should be saved by one who knows best as through calculation, and not inhibited by our human condition. It was put really well what I'm getting at.
Humans are odd. They think order and chaos are somehow opposites and try to control what won't.
They're doomed.
Yes. But a thing isn't beautiful because it lasts.
It's always been in the DNA of Halo, but never brought to the forefront of the narrative as it is here. The look on her face while she seals John away, you could really see how much she doesn't want to do this, because all she really wanted from him was,
Together, we can rule the galaxy.
Goodbye, John.
at least he got one look before going in cryo again. Seeing all these and knowing their purpose almost feels worse than the Halo rings being activated. At least with the Halo rings, we wouldn't have to deal with the aftermath. Makes this mission feel more personal, knowing that they're fighting for freedom!
I did it! I did it! I did it!
Exuberant exclaiming just as their namesake.
What is it?
I found a way to reach the cryptum. Alas, proper access requires a more human touch.
Oh, I wonder why that may be, Cortana. Maybe the Forerunners knew a thing or two that you
Elected to ignore.
If her guardian leaves with blue team, it's all over.
Only one of us has to reach the relay to stop her. We didn't come this far just to watch her leave. Exuberant. Lower the shield.
Right away.
Osiris, move!
I'm easy and 343 knows it. Finish the fight. Still managed to give me goosebumps.
Where's the Infinity?
Infinity is quite the ironic name for whom it was built by and what it represents. It's the ship of the line for the UNSC, harnessing all known technology, Forerunner, Covenant, Human, the ceremonial flagship of the UNSC, displaying humanity's ability to adapt, build, and overcome. Infinity as in humans will go on. Infinity as in our histories will live on. Infinity as in...
And beyond!
Just kidding. Infinity as in Locke's determination in the face of death to protect everyone and everything.
The synth-based drives are activated. You can't...
Locke be like...
Don't tell me what I can't do!
She's gone, sir.
We get a long close-up on John, holding as if to give time to watch the emotion wash over his face. Yet he keeps the helmet on, and we still understand exactly what he's feeling. In a way, we're feeling the same thing. We've been with Chief and Cortana since their beginning. She's always been our ride or die, too. It reminded me of the shot of Luke looking at his burnt family. George asked him to keep his expression quite subdued and blank, for lack of a better term, so the audience could imprint their feelings upon him. It's the same thing here.
Hide and seek's over, Infinity.
Oh, baby, it's just begun.
We're just gonna run? Only until we could find a way to fight.
Now, that is a setup for an awesome second game where we employ guerrilla tactics with the Arbiter to fight back against Cortana. John's still taller than Locke, and both taller than the kidney weirdie of the same name. It's gotta be so complicated for John to look at Halsey with the relationship he shares with Cortana. And finally, to have a sequel be set up in a way to have them have constant interaction, I'm so excited! What? We had a whole game happen in 2 novels that had, like, no Arbiter and not much between Chief and Halsey? Wait, they went back to Reach? And there was a whole nother novel where we get most of an ODST reunion? Man, if we weren't mean to 343, we might have got another cool dual narrative game before the final battle that would have ended the trilogy. God damn it! You might notice this video was released much later than all the other Halo games. I had only heard bad things about the campaign, and not having an Xbox at the time, I decided not to bother. But I'm glad I finally gave the game the good old whirl. Halo 5 is for sure the weakest campaign of the bunch. A lot of confusing plot elements, and some that were completely ignored or flat out dropped. And that isn't something that's very excusable. But what still makes Halo 5 great to me is the promise that it showed for the future of Halo. 343 proved really hard with 5 that they know how to make a Halo game. The moment-to-moment gameplay had never felt better, but as much as some people say it peaked with Reach, Guardians has entered the chat. That was the biggest hurdle they had to clear, and they pole vaulted that much. Now on the story side of things is where things faltered with the first entry to their new trilogy, because that was what this was supposed to be. Halo 4 was the in-betweener of 343, working all the kinks and giving some closure on Chief and Cortana. Guardians wanted to follow and reach in ODST's footsteps and move on from the Halo rings and the faceless bad guys that no one really cared about. Having Cortana being our main villain is much more compelling than freaking Donkey Kong. But then, Guardians came out. Everyone pooped on 343's doorstep, and they were bullied and put in a box to backpedal on everything they'd set up and planned to go for a safe, open-world game where we completely sidestep the trilogy they'd planned and go back to having Cortana in her head and another faceless army in the Endless. It's sad, really, but money talks in this day and age. Upon playing this, I really wish we could have seen the trilogy that they would have made if they were just given the ability to do so. And maybe add on a couple new writers, a story structure consultant, and continuity checker guy. Okay, yeah, there was a lot of flaws with Guardians, but there's still a lot to love here. And we still got the novels that help fill in the gaps before Infinite, so that's something. The path to hell is paved with good intentions, anyone? And maybe it's time we found some peace in that. I hope that one day Halo will be given to a studio passionate about the franchise and not solely created to make Halo games because profit and Xbox poster child. Infinite is on life support and has been since its launch, and I really hope they turn it around because Halo shaped many of our childhoods and so many people's lives. It'd be a shame to see it leave us with a whimper like Infinite, other than a bang like Reach. Remember everyone, drive the speed limit, drink some water, and love one another. Pizza.